There we go. Okay, cool. So you should be able to see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay, cool. This is the login screen that I sent you. I'm not sure if you've gotten a chance to log in yet, but it's basically right now it's located. Once we get on the domain, it'll be at the domain WP /WP admin. But right now it's on this landing page. But it'll always be WP-admin will be how we get to this backend area.
Okay.
And then you should put in your logins. And that's going to land you here on this dashboard. So this is the back end. You have full admin access, which means you have access to everything. There's a lot of options here, but you really can just focus on just a couple places. The pages is where pretty much everything in the website lives. So I'm going to click on pages. And then we can see that there is the ambassador program, the home, the meet page, partnership investors, privacy policy shop now, sweat science page, terms page. So that's pretty much all the pages that go to the website. There's 10 total.
Okay.
If you want to just click on the ambassador program, it's going to load. This is what's considered the back end page. It has some settings in relations to the page, but it's not the editor. This is the editor right here, which allows you to edit the page content. But this gives you just some overall settings in relations to the page, like revisions, history. You can actually, if you want to, you can roll back revisions. There's been 118 on this specific page. Um, that's pretty much mostly what you would do here. You could take a page and put it on draft if you wanted to. Right now it's public, but you could change it to draft if you wanted to. Um, I'm going to go ahead and load the editor. So we're going to click Edit with Elementor. This is how you'll edit all the pages. And loading the editor takes just a second because it's loading all the assets. But what's really cool is that with this Elementor is that it allows you to work directly on the website exactly how it actually looks. So
Okay.
it's really, really nice for working. So as we scroll down, we see here's like our header hero image.
Mhm.
And if we just hover over top of it, there's this pink menu that comes up at the top. It's got 6 dots on it. Click those 6 dots. It pulls up this side menu here, Edit Container. It has some settings related to layout, but if we go to the middle one, Style, here's where the image is changed. So if you do want to change this image out, you just click here. And then we have a media library, which has all of the media that's been loaded onto the website. But if you want to upload, you can go one over to upload, and then you could click here, select files from your computer and upload them there.
Okay.
And you just want to make sure it's a big enough photo, high quality resolution photo to fit for this size. It's pretty big. And then here's the title. So if you see the purple pencil or like this purple block with a pencil in it, you just click that and it'll pull up this on the side and then you can change that text if you want right there.
Okay.
Now, ambassador program today, I'm just going to type like another word on there. And then if I wanted to actually make that change, I would then need to click the publish button. This will turn purple when there's a change that needs to be made.
Right.
If I try to leave the website after I'm making a change, it's going to give me a warning, says you have not changed your settings. If I click leave, it won't save those settings. So sometimes if you mess things up, and you're like don't know how to get out of what you messed up, one way to do it would be just to leave, and that way it's not saved. And so, and then you could reload that page again and start over. Um,
Okay.
but I'm gonna go ahead and take that back off. It's gonna think that I made a change, even though like technically we didn't make a change. So I'm just gonna click the publish button, and we're basically back to where we were at before. So I'm gonna scroll
And that's
down.
it. Clicking the publish is what saves it.
It does, yeah. It goes live and publishes it. And I'm gonna scroll
Okay.
down. We got the same thing here. We got different boxes here. You can click. This goes to that title.
Mhm.
This goes to the text block right here. So if I click that, you can see the text. And this has a nice editor. It's in the visual editor right now, which is pretty nice because it has these options for design where you could just, let's say that this one sentence here, I wanted to make that bold. You could do that real easy. Or if I wanted to underline it, that's
Oh
pretty
wow.
nice. And there's an this is kind of a smaller menu. You can expand the menu here, and then this has a bunch of other options like aligning the text. And then this one you may want, which is nice, is color. So you could change the color here. Like if I want to go red with that,
Mhm.
and you could always use Control Z to get out of something if you wanted to. That's kind of usually how I use it, but not necessary. So that's the
Okay.
text editor. And then
Yeah.
all these images is the same process of basically clicking this pencil. It'll pull up the image on the left-hand side. Just click into the images, and then I could pull something from the library if I wanted to. Don't want to change it actually, but it's pretty easy. You just want to make sure that the shape matches. So this is a landscape photo. So you'd want a landscape photo for that type of layout. And this one's a portrait photo. You'd want a portrait layout photo to kind of fit in those so it fits properly and doesn't look.
Specify which photo then on here, or you just
So this one's
specify?
landscape, and then this one's portrait.
I'm saying I know you're telling me, but does it like after this, if I wanted to, will I know that later on if I wanted to change the
Yeah, you
photo?
should. Yeah, because a landscape layout is more of a rectangle, it's pretty
Oh, okay.
standard, you know what I mean? And
Got
then a portrait is taller than it is wide.
okay.
And it basically is just you just want to find the photos are either taken in landscape or portrait. And if you try to put a portrait one in this landscape layout, it just will be off-centered. It won't look as good. It'll look kind of funny.
Got it.
And same thing if you try to put a landscape inside of a portrait, it just won't center right. It'll look funky. So that's the only thing there is you just want to get because you can see how like tall and narrow this. If I try to put one in that's like wide, it's going to cut off part of the photo.
Got it.
So just a little bit there. Same stuff down here. If you want to edit any of this, you can just click and you can edit. It's super easy. It's
So
really
when it
nice.
comes to what I just saw on that page where the page like can't, when you looked at it and then it the functionality of when it brought the picture in, is
Hmm.
that something that can be like if you click on it that and that's something that could be edited or kind of
Yeah. Yeah, you
not
could
edited
change.
or add in more things
Yeah, you could
like
change the animations that are occurring. They're right down here. So to get to the animations, I'll show you. So I clicked on the photo and then it defaults to go to content, but then if I move over to the right here, to the far right and go to advanced, then I get to scroll down to motion effects
oh, okay,
there. And
got
then
it.
so it's set to motion effects to slide in right, but there's a lot of different options like rotate in. It has a lot of cool built-in motions like fades, zooms, bounces, slides, rotations. And then these like attention seeker ones that are more aggressive, like bouncing, flashing, pulsing. So
Yeah,
you can kind of play with those if you want. I usually like for most of my designs, I usually slide in from like whatever side it's on. So this one's set to slide in right. So because it's on the right hand side, so I have it slide in from the right rather than like if I had it slide in from the left, it would come over top of my text and look kind of funky.
yeah,
But you could definitely try other animations if you want. You're certainly welcome to play around, but I usually like to do I like to have them sliding in. I think it kind of looks the best when they slide in from the side that they're coming from.
yeah.
So um, these blocks, same thing. All these blocks, titles and text blocks, these all can be edited very easily. There's
And in different sizes as well, like making it different sizes because I see those are different size blocks, so you can kind of gauge of how big or how wide or how narrow.
yeah, yeah. If you go to the typography here, you can set the pixels here size here, and the size. You could just drag the size thing, and it'll change the sizing. So that's under typography. Has a lot of options. If you go to typography for family, which is family is basically like the type of font. There's a bunch of built-in fonts, and then you can play with the size, the weight. There's a lot of options here for playing with the typography.
Okay.
It's set already like in the back end. That's why you're not seeing any settings. So if you start to play with it, then it will start to change. But it's already been like set to this size originally.
What about background colors? I mean, you
Yeah,
probably were into
yeah,
that,
we
but
can, yeah. So the background colors. So this main one here with the photo is going to be edited with this edit container, those six dots. Let me just move to the style. And then here's that photo. And it has a gradient put over top of it. That's why it's got that green kind of hue to it. So you can see this is the photo with that green hue on it. And then if we want these boxes here, these are going to be these little gray containers here. I'm going to click in the style. And then if you want to change the color, right now it's this kind of mauve color that we use for our branding. But you would click here and then you could pick any color you want here. And then you could even do a color code if you wanted down here, a hex code if you wanted to. But you could also just drag this color picker around and change like like that.
Got it. How do you change the green in the back of that one?
Yeah, let me go to that.
Yeah. Oh, you click right there. Okay.
Yeah, click right there. Let me go to background overlay. So background overlay, and then it's right here.
Got it.
This green color right here is being background overlay. So if I want to change it,
It's kind of working with three different backgrounds, and you can, I see.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a little bit complicated when you're looking working with all these different layers, but I think if you play with it a little bit, you can get it. So that's pretty much it on that page. I'm not going to save any of this. So I'm like exit out of that. So that's pages. So most of the website lives in pages. The other place that we have for this, because it's an e-commerce website, is we have products. So I'm going to go to the products and show you how those work. Currently, we have 3 products right now, and those you can edit a current product by clicking on it. You could change the title if you wanted to. We have a description here that can be edited if you want. Here, this is the product photo here. So if you want to change that, you would click remove, and then you could load a new one in there. And then here's the pricing. So the regular price is set for $30, but because we have a sale price set, it's crossed out and it shows 25. So you could change the pricing there. You can also schedule it, the sale. If you want to run the sale for like the next 2 months, you could schedule it by clicking the schedule button. And then you could say, I want to run it from, let's say, the 10th to November 10th, like run it for a month. And then
Right.
they'll go up here and update that. And then once the month is over, or yeah, once a month from today is over, then it will revert back to the $30 price. So that's kind of a nice tool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. We have just one photo right now, but you can add a gallery, a product gallery, which would be kind of nice to show like different parts of the bottle, like the back of the bottle, different angles of the bottle, maybe. Um, Once that comes in and you have different angles. So you could have a whole product gallery there, which would be kind of nice.
So when we go, if we once we get the pictures, is this where we go to add in the pictures? We go to the products and then add in to the gallery from this.
Yeah, and once you get to photos, you'll want one main photo, one main product photo. So we would take off this one and put in that main product photo, and then the supporting photos, the ones that aren't the mains, you could put in the product gallery.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that will, after you have a main one and then you want to add more, like say, even if it's a different product, is that will go into the product gallery or
Not if it's a different product. You want just photos for this product you want to put
okay,
place. Just Power 28
okay,
would go here. Yeah, if it's a different product, you'd want to either go to that specific product if it's already exists, or we want to add a new product. And I'll show
okay.
you that. I'll show you adding a new product here after we're done with this one. Um, we currently have 4 categories. This one is under facial cream. Um, and you can add a new category if you wanted to. Like let's say acne wash, for example. And I'll just add it because that may be something we want to have. It's as simple as adding that. It'll default to checked, which means it'll be in that category. And the categories are important because that's how the products get displayed on the website. So if you're wondering why, if you add a new product and you're wondering why it's not showing on a specific page, it's probably because it's not in the right category. Because it won't show if it's not, if we have a page all dedicated to acne wash, for example, but this is not selected, it's just facial cream selected, it's not going to display on the acne wash page. So that's kind of how it orientates to that specific page. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a little short description here. So they kind of go in different places on the product page. let's look at the product page so we can. So we got this is the main description here. And
Yeah, I got it. So
category.
it's facial cream. So I see where it shows up.
Yeah, see whether it shows up in the category. And
Now,
if
do we have to have the sales like price there? Like where you
no,
said it
it's totally
finds out.
optional.
Yeah, okay, so if we take that off, then it would just show the actual just price by itself.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and take it off. Let's look at it before we take so we can see how it's like on sale. And then if I refresh, now it's just 30 bucks.
Okay.
And then I'll go back and I'll change.
Different, is there a different place where that $30 can be placed at opposed to being at the top of the page?
It's pretty related to this add to cart functions. So it's like part of this kind of checkout function area.
Okay.
Um,
What about color? Is it can we change color? Does it have to be red or can it be
yeah, we can
white?
change that. Yeah, we can change that. Those are all like hard coded functions that have to be done in
Okay.
the code, and I can change that for you because it doesn't really give you options in here to change colors of like those heavy duty settings because it's kind of more of
Mhm.
a universal site setting, but I could change that for you if you want. And that's pretty much it for the product page, the ones that are existing. I'll show you adding a new product. So the first thing we want to do is add a title. So this is a new product. If we don't add a title, it's gonna, and we try, if we go start working on stuff and we don't add a title, it's gonna make up its own URL for it, which we don't want. We want to make sure that the URL is clean, how this one's clean. You can always edit the URL, but sometimes you would miss it. So I always recommend putting in the title first before doing anything else. And we add our product image. Let's just choose this one for now. Set product image. So that goes in there. Let's say this is an acne wash. We'd set our price, say it's $35. And then we would give our description. Is the description. And I'm gonna go ahead and just publish this so I can show you the features of how we manage a product. Go ahead and launch that. Ooh, launch that. So there's that new product I just put out. You can see it's in the acne wash category, but we don't want that actually on our website. So I'm going to go to our list of all of our products and I'm going to say, I don't like this one. I'm going to put this in the trash. So now it's in the trash right now. So you can, the trash is kind of a cool like holding place. If you have things that, you know, this example, you could keep it in there if you wanted to, or I can go in there and we could just clear it out. So it can be restored here. So if I click restore, it'll go back out into the products. And now it's back out here. So I'm gonna put it back in the trash. And then delete it permanently and just get it off the site since it's no good. Yeah, so it should be pretty easy for you to manage the products. We have this one not on sale anymore, so let me go back and put it on sale. T5. And then also there is an inventory option. If you wanted to track inventory, you can track the stock quantity of how many you have. Let's say you have 25 units, and then it will count down in the background. And customer won't know, but it will count down, 24, 25, 23, 22 as they get sold. And then when it gets to zero, it'll say it's out of stock. And then you can allow them to back order if you want. Right now, it defaults to do not allow them to back order, but you could allow them to back order if you want, which basically means that it's out of stock. So, but they will get a notification it's out of stock, and as soon as we get it in stock, we'll send it to them, but we don't have it just now,
Okay.
type of thing. So, I'm going to take that track stock off, but it's always an option that you could use that if you wanted to.
And that would alert us though
It
on
will, yeah,
the
it'll alert you. Yeah.
for low. Could we
Yeah.
put that at a different number instead of going to zero, or it has to only alert us when it gets to zero? What if it like five more and then we want, would it let us, could we default that as that number or?
That's a good question. I probably we could use a custom plugin or do custom code something that would do that, but by default, it doesn't have really a function that does that.
Okay.
There's always a way to figure out stuff to do, things like that. But by default, it doesn't really have like an option to like if you get to five, like notify me when there's five left type of thing. It doesn't have like that option, but that could always be custom coded, or there could be a plugin that does that function. I'm sure we could look into it. Yeah, so that's products. Do you have any questions about the products? Other questions?
No, no, that was it really.
Okay. I'll show you the blog feature just really quick. I know we don't have like a blog per se yet set up, but if we wanted to, it's pretty kind of cool because it's WordPress, so it's built for blogging, and it's really important for SEO to blog. Once we go live on the domain, I'm going to be adding SEO Yoast, which is a really powerful SEO plugin, and it helps you like teach you how to create the best content that Google is going to want. Um,
Okay.
and so the blogging is really important for building inroads that where people can find like long tail keywords that people are searching for. Especially since you have such a unique product niche that you're doing, creating content is going to be a crucial part of selling these products. So I think creating the blog is a good idea at some point, and it's pretty easy. You just add a title. This is the title, and then you come down here. This is the content. And then we don't have any categories set up yet because there's not really a blog per se, but let's just say basketball is a category. So I could just add a new category called basketball. If I scroll to the very bottom right-hand corner, there's a set featured image. So I can upload a shot of someone playing basketball, or I could look. I think we might have something. Maybe we don't. But yeah, I would look for a good shot photo to put there in the featured image that will display next to the text, the truncated text that they'll click on the blog. And then you just
Mhm.
click publish. You can even schedule them to publish. If you click here, edit, you can schedule out like if you have time to put together a bunch of blog posts, maybe on a weekend or something, you could schedule them out. So like maybe you have one come out once per week, and they're all scheduled all the way out. Like for the next month or two, you could have them all scheduled. It's pretty nice and it just automatically publishes them at a specific
Yeah, that's
time. Yeah, so that's a pretty nice feature. Um, and
and
so
that would
once
show
we
up on main page, the first page,
it
blog.
doesn't have it doesn't have a specific set place to go yet.
Okay.
There's a lot of options of where we could display it. We could put a section for blog posts on the homepage if you wanted to go that route. We could also make a
Yeah.
tab for blogs. I mean, our real estate's a little tight up at the top, but we can make a drop down if we wanted to. I don't know if there would be really a good, maybe under the Meet 7, could be a drop down and say like, check out our blog or blog post or whatever you want to name it. You could have it drop from there. I could show you how to
Yeah.
do that. So basically we go leave that. I'll just call it blog for now. And you could always rename it something more creative if you wanted to, but I'll just call it blog for now.
Page, add page,
Publish.
and publish.
And then we're gonna go to appearance and then to menus. And then you can see here we have this is our menu. So home, shop now, meet. And then I'm gonna just sub it because our menu's a little tight right now. I don't want to put another one and break to the second line. I want to keep it tight. So I'm gonna sub it. So this is how you sub. It's like that's at the main level, but if you drag it and sub it, I'm gonna sub it under the meet and save that. And then if I refresh, so now you can see the blog.
Okay. So you can pretty much, if you can do subs on whatever you want to do as far as drop. That's how you do drop down.
Exactly. Yep. Like if I want to add the privacy policy and sub that, You can just add whatever pages, you can create whatever new page you want, and you can add it to your menu like that and sub it. And then you can have nice long menus without having to make this extend. Because if I try to add it to I'll show you what happens if I try to add it to the main level. I don't think we have, I mean, maybe 4 letters, 4 characters is small enough where it won't break to the next line, but I'm thinking it's probably going to break to the next line. Let's see what happens. Oh, it worked. Does fit. Let's just add privacy policy just to show you what I'm talking about here. It keeps fit. It's just not breaking yet, but soon the next one will break it when it goes to the next line down here, which we don't really want. But it's already
Right.
getting pretty tight already. I don't really like that. So kind of want a little space on either side so it can breathe. But I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one, and then we'll save the menu again. And we're back to where we started. One last thing to do to make the blog so they actually come through. And you don't have to worry about this because once it's set, it's done. But I'll go here and set our blog to where our posts are going to come through. And that way it's all done and ready to go. So now if we add a post, new post, basketball, just going to put any photo here just for the heck of it. Let's just scroll down a little bit. Just put this one for the heck of it. This is some text. Publish it, and go to the blog. Okay. And so there's that new post I just made.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool. So you see, this is where the body of the article will be about at right here.
Hmm.
So it's set up nice for blogging already. I'm going to go ahead and delete that post. Delete both those. But yeah, once you're ready to go live, then just basically add a new post and then pick a selection where you want it in the menu. I kind of like it dropped under Meet. It's kind of a nice place to put it. Or it will fit in the main menu if you want to put it there too. And then it's ready to go basically. So, and that's pretty much it. The other place you may need at some point in time, may or may not need, is under users at the very, very bottom left-hand part of the menu. And it's just, this is me and this is you. It's just the two of us. We're both administrators right now. But let's say that you have someone that's going to do some blogging for you, and you want to give them their own account. You basically click add new user. Um, let's just say it's Sarah. You put Sarah's email in there. Put Sarah Miller. Give her a password. And then down here, you can select, there's different levels. Obviously, you probably don't want to give them an administrator unless they actually need administrator for whatever reason. But if they're a blogger, they're probably either going to be an author or an editor. And if they're an author, authors can only make their own new content. They can't change anybody else's content. If they're an editor, they can edit other people's content, like meaning your content, my content. They're allowed to edit everybody's content. But authors can only make their own content and not edit anybody else's content. So it's kind of nice because you can select those roles and then they'll get a much more truncated menu. They're not going to get all these options. They're just going to get like posts and pages and media and comments. They'll just get like just this stuff that's relevant and none of this other stuff. So,
Okay.
so that's kind of nice, especially as
Yeah.
you grow and want to add more people to the team that can help create content. But just us for now.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the whole tour.
Is there like a checkout page? Like
Yeah, there's a cart
for product?
page.
Yeah, there's a page where um
Mhm.
so it's already a built-in like processor and
So for the processor,
or is that extra?
I don't think we've done processor yet. Let's look. Yeah, no, we don't have processor yet. So when we get ready to add the processor, we'll need to add the plugin for the processor. And it could be, I think we discussed it before. I don't remember exactly which one you wanted to go with, but let's just say PayPal, for example. We would install the PayPal WooCommerce plugin. This one right here, we'd install it, and then we would log into your PayPal account and we would connect the two together so they talk to each other, and then it would be live to start taking payments through PayPal. Or you could use Square is the other one.
Are these
There's
free ones or
They
are
are,
these
yeah, they're all free. They're nice because, especially for starting companies, they're nice because you don't pay a monthly fee to use them. You only pay a fee when a transaction comes through. Versus like authorize.net, you have to pay a monthly fee. It's like 30, $40 a month you have to pay, even if you don't make any sales. So it's always nice to start with one of these three I recommend. The other one is Stripe. Just has a little bit more features. Stripe's a little more. PayPal's kind of like the easiest. Square's kind of an intermediary, and then Stripe is the more advanced. But any one of those threes will work fine, and they don't come with monthly fees.
okay?
So, and I'll just need, if you want me to set it up for you, I'll just need to log into your account and connect the two together to hook it up so that we're live to take payments. And then
Okay.
once
And then we
you,
can do it on our own
what's that?
is it easy to connect that on our own or do we
Yeah,
or
I think you could try it. I don't think it's that hard. You could always give it a try, and if you run into any issues, I could help you out. But you could also, give me the password, and then you could change the password right afterwards as well too.
yeah, I mean we don't have anything set up right now, but
Yeah, once you
um,
get it going.
it's what we want to do.
Yeah, once you get it going, yeah, we can get that going. And once you start doing some volume with the company, we could always switch out of because they have pretty high like 3.2 or 3.4% in charge rates. And once you start doing some serious volume, we can switch over to authorize.net or NMI, and then we can get those rates down to 2.6. So you pay a monthly $30 a month, but then you're getting your charge rates way down, and that'll save you money over the year. So,
Okay.
but yeah. I think that's the whole tour.
Yeah.
I just recommend getting in there and playing around a little bit and getting comfortable with it. And if you have more questions, I could always help you.
But this site is you said it was live or is it not live right now?
Well, it's live. It is live on the web. You can navigate anybody in the web, anybody who knows this address can navigate to it, but it's not live in the sense that it has its own domain name. So it's on a staging site. So meaning that Google's not gonna pick it up. Nobody's gonna be able to really find it unless they have this specific link that we really know about. So once we want to go live, we would connect it to a domain and then people can find it on the web. But right now it's not really findable.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
this is a question outside of the site.
Sure.
Um, as far as well, I've heard like when people get websites and they try to move their site like high in Google, so they're like one of the top website. Um, when people look it up, like it shows on Google a lot more. Is there a way to do that?
Yeah. Yeah. I specialize in SEO. Um, I really love doing SEO. I mentioned a little bit of it like in the blogging. Blogging is really important, but backlinks, how many backlinks your website has is super important. I have an SEO club, that like Vegas SEO club. So like if you put in SEO club Vegas and search, this is my website here for my club, for my SEO club. And I have a bunch of members in the club. So if we click here, here's a list of participants. So these are all the websites that I have this resource page on. There's currently 107 in my club. And so like let's just go to like this one here. This is a local realtor in Vegas. And it's a community resource page. And I update it pretty regularly. So there's like it's listed by alphabetical order of like categories. So like artists, attorneys, bookkeepers, cleaning companies, construction companies, doctors, et cetera, et cetera. And you're basically getting like a keyword that you want to rank for. So like yeah, landscaping services, laundry equipment, massage, diesel repair, etc. So you pick out the keyword, what you think like the lowest hanging fruit of what a customer would search for. Um, Maybe it's like you have to really kind of figure out what your customers would search for. I mean, facial creams, face washes, athletic face wash might be a good one, good keyword for you. And then like let's say you want to do athletic face wash, for example, and you want to be number one for athletic face wash. We would roll out, we would create a paragraph that describes your business. And in that paragraph, we roll out the keyword athletic face wash, which then goes to your website. And then we roll it out on all of these websites, all 107 websites, all get that backlink. And that shows Google that you're a very high authority because all these are all local business. I manage and build all these websites. These are all like all my customers and they're all local businesses. So when all these local businesses point to you, like it's really powerful. You get this real estate company here. This is a pretty high-ranking real estate company, Davidson Real Estate. They do millions and millions of dollars of real estate. So you're like getting a backlink on their website. So it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this club is $300 for the year, basically to be a member of the club. So we could always look at doing that if you wanted to. That helps a lot. But basically, just creating content, super important video content, blog content, creating posts on Instagram, Facebook. There's like a heat signature that you get from doing posts on social media. So, like, the more regularly you post on social media and the more interaction you get, the more of a heat signature it creates. And Google's really looking for that. The other thing that you may want to look at is adding a Google listing, business.google.com. It's free to do this. And see what happened there. I went to that. Basically, it's let me put Google my business. There we go. So if you go to it's business.google.com, you go here, you can sign up for free, and that'll give you a map listing for the company. It's ideal to have an address for the business for this, but this will pull up when people are searching locally. It's a kind of a local search, but it's still
Yeah.
good for your business to have that. The more profiles you have online, the better your business is going to do when it comes to searching um,
Right.
for things. And we do pretty good. Like in Henderson, like our company pulls up. There we are. We're number three right now. I would kind of toggle back and forth.
Yeah.
In
That's good
billings,
though. In the top,
it's
so that top
it's
10
not
results.
bad. Yeah, it's not bad. In billings, we have our company. Like here's our company. SkyPoint is number one at the top, and then number one here. So we're number one in both locations in billings. Um, it helps a lot of customers come in through this. It helps a lot for a business. So I would highly encourage it, creating content and working on the backlinks. It's really powerful.
Okay. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely. Because I mean, that's what we want. We want to get it out there, and get people to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. Start getting those sales off the web for just free advertising. You don't have to spend any money and you're just getting sales off it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So and once we go live on an actual domain, I'll install that SEO Yoast plugin I told you about. It's really super cool. I mean, we could install it now, but it just doesn't it doesn't really help until we actually are live on an actual domain. But it's super cool. This one right here, Advanced SEO, real-time guides with built-in AI. It's really awesome. You can see how popular this plugin is. 10 million
Yes.
plus.
Well,
So
yeah, 5 stars for sure.
yeah,
But
27,000 5 stars. It's super awesome. I love this plugin. I use it on all my websites. So once we go live, I'll install that and I'll do the setup for you. And it pings like I think over 50 or 60 search engines get pinged that your website's live. So
okay, great. Yeah, no, we're gonna, try to get going.
okay.
Hopefully by next month or so, with everything. So
Okay.
uh, I'll
That'd
let
be
you
awesome.
know. Um,
Okay. That
Keep you
sounds
updated.
awesome.
So
And if you want to play
I
around in the
appreciate
meantime and
yeah. Yeah, we're gonna play around with it and try to learn it and have fun with it. So
that's
hope
what's
we
up.
don't.
I
Yeah,
have backups. If anything goes seriously wrong, I've got backups so we can always roll the website back. But yeah, just let me know.
all right. Appreciate your time and we'll keep you updated and everything.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, see ya.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Appreciate you guys. I'll see you soon.